What truly shifts the balance of power in history? I mean, is it always about having the biggest army, the most resources?
That's the common assumption, isn't it?
Or can, a single really strategic victory just redefine everything?
Exactly. And that brings us to our deep dive today.
We're looking at the Battle of Salher in 1672, a clash that significantly altered the dynamics between the Marathas and the Mughals.
Yeah, our sources really highlight this one. It wasn't just another battle. It was pivotal. Maybe the first time the Marathas proved their capabilities on such a scale in open battle.
Right.
So we'll explore the fort itself, the key players in the fight, how long it lasted, and crucially, why this specific victory was so, well, historically significant.
Okay, so this deep dive is really all about understanding how one strategic win can create this huge ripple effect, boosting morale, expanding territory.
And fundamentally changing how everyone viewed their power.
Right. Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack Salher. So let's start with the fort itself. Can you paint a picture for us? Salher Fort. Where exactly are we talking about?
Okay, geographically, it's in the Nashik District, specifically in the Baglan taluka near a place called Waghambe village in Maharashtra.
And it's high up, right? I read something about the elevation.
Oh, incredibly high. We're talking 5,141 feet. That's about 1,567 meters. It's noted as one of the highest forts in Maharashtra.
Wow.
And that height, well, it wasn't just for show. It gave a massive strategic advantage. Huge sightlines, control over the approaches.
So difficult to attack.
Extremely. And for the Mughals who held it before this battle, Salher was absolutely key for controlling that whole Baglan region. It was a symbol of their power there.
And it wasn't alone, was it? There were other forts nearby.
That's right. You had Salota, Mulher, Hargad, Mora. It was part of a network of strongholds.
Right, a strategic cluster.
Yeah.
But Salher was the prize, perched way up there. Imagine trying to lead an assault up that.
A daunting task, definitely.
Okay, so we have this formidable fort. Now, let's dive into the battle itself. February 1672 CE.
Yes. And this wasn't just a small skirmish like you sometimes saw. Our sources describe it as one of the biggest direct confrontations between the Marathas and the Mughals up to that point.
A major battle, then. What about the forces involved? Were the numbers matched?
Well, that's interesting. The Mughals actually had more troops, over 25,000 soldiers, according to the records.
25,000, okay. And the Marathas?
They commanded about 20,000, slightly smaller force.
Okay. So that immediately raises the question, doesn't it? How did the slightly smaller Maratha force manage such a decisive win against the Mughal Empire?
It really points towards exceptional leadership and strategy.
Who were the key commanders for the Marathas?
Well, Shivaji Maharaj himself planned the overall strategy, though he wasn't physically on the battlefield. The attack was led by Sardar Moropant Pingle.
The chief minister and commander, right?
Exactly. And
Okay.
Sardar Prataprao Gujar, the Senapati, the general, he also played a crucial leadership role in executing the plan.
And what about tactics? We often hear about Maratha guerrilla warfare, but was this different?
It was, and that's key. Our sources point out they used both. They absolutely leveraged their skill in guerrilla tactics where possible, but they also engaged in open field battle. They adapted.
Combining the two approaches, that's smart.
Very effective.
And how long did this battle actually rage? Was it quick or drawn out?
It was intense. Lasted about 3 to 4 days of pretty continuous hard fighting.
Wow, 3 or 4 days. And not just at the fort.
No, the fighting spread across the surrounding Baglan region as well. It was a large-scale engagement.
So the end result?
A clear, historic Maratha victory. The Mughals were defeated. Salher was captured.
It's the scale of that direct fight that really stands out.
Absolutely. It marked a real shift.
Okay, so the battle's won, Salher is taken. Let's talk about the aftermath. What changed? What were the sort of long-term implications?
Well, immediately, the Marathas moved fast. They strengthened Salher's walls, its gates, really secured it, and it was quickly added to Maratha territory, to Swaraja.
Integrated into their own rule.
Exactly. But the deeper significance, the reason historians point to Salher is this. It was the first major open field battle where the Marathas really decisively beat a large, well-equipped Mughal army.
Not just a raid or an ambush, but a stand-up fight.
Precisely. It proved they weren't just masters of guerrilla warfare, which everyone knew. It showed they could defeat the Mughals in, conventional open warfare too.
That must have sent shockwaves. How did it impact the overall situation, the Mughal threat?
It significantly pushed back the Mughal threat in that region. And think about it, this was the first time the Mughals lost a major fort like Salher in an open battle to the Marathas. That's huge.
Unprecedented, really.
Yeah.
What about the effect on the Marathas themselves? Morale.
Immense boost to morale, absolutely. And this victory apparently inspired many young men to join the Maratha army, so it helped expand their power, their recruitment base. And another point, our sources mentioned they made efforts to protect and restore local temples in the area after the battle, showing cultural respect, which likely helped solidify their support locally.
Good point. And the fort itself, Salher, its strategic value didn't diminish after the battle, I assume.
Not at all. It remained crucial. That high altitude gave them a perfect vantage point over the vital Gujarat trade route.
Controlling trade routes, always key.
And the whole Baglan region, really. Plus, it allowed them to keep an eye on Mughal movements near Surat, Nashik, the Gujarat border area. It became a critical gateway fort for northwest Maharashtra.
A watchtower and a gatekeeper, essentially.
You could say that. And there's a little bonus note, too. Shortly after Salher fell, Mulher Fort nearby was also captured by Shivaji Maharaj.
So it wasn't just a one-off.
No, it seems Salher was the catalyst. Capturing Mulher further cemented Maratha dominance in the Baglan region. It was a cascade of gains, really.
So tying this all together for you listening, what's the big takeaway? Salher isn't just some obscure battle.
Not at all. It's a really powerful example, isn't it? How one strategic victory, even against slightly larger numbers, can fundamentally change how power is perceived, how military capability is judged.
It really transformed the image of the Marathas.
Completely. From, primarily a hit-and-run guerrilla force to a truly formidable army capable of winning large open battles.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, how do moments like Salher, these watershed victories, echo through history? How do they signal the rise of new powers and maybe even change what military strength means in that era?
Think about that one intense battle. Just 3 or 4 days, completely rewriting the rules of engagement for a region, inspiring a movement. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other firsts like this in history reshaped power dynamics in ways we maybe don't always fully grasp today?